gosh, what a great find. Oh my gosh, what a great price. Oh my gosh, what a great deal. Oh my gosh, I better snap this up now before it disappears. And then it turns into, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I notice they pictured that? Oh my gosh, that's why it was so cheap. Oh my gosh, what an idiot. I already did purchase that. Oh my gosh, if I just waited, I could have got it for less.
That's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Let's start out this tomfoolery with small mistakes, and then go into the huge ones. Maybe we should start by defining what a small mistake is versus a big one. The more the mistake costs, the bigger the mistake. Naturally, all these mistakes are non-refundable items, but bonus points if the mistake potentially isn't redeemable or fixable. Anticipating your order will arrive faster if you pre-order it through Mattel, for me, constitutes a mistake, especially now that I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm so excited to quickly put together my idea for this doll that I've been waiting for. So I go ahead and pre-order it through Mattel as soon as it's up, thinking that I'm going to get it super fast since I ordered it right away and directly through Mattel. Right? Wrong. As soon as it came up, I should have looked on You Love It for a pre-order link or just bought it through Amazon, because Doctor Who, for example, was listed as 2-day shipping almost a week before I ended up having to contact Mattel wondering where my doll was. They wouldn't even let me cancel because they swore he was in the process of shipping and I'd have to wait to receive it and then return it. I would have saved $8 through Amazon. They did kindly provide me a credit, but still, I wonder why buying direct and having a membership feels like a mistake. So this next one is not my mistake, and it's not even the seller's mistake. It's USPS. I bought this doll in July, and it's almost September. This doll is on some sort of road trip having a blast, while the seller and I are on some sort of mental trip watching this package travel nationwide. Starting from Massachusetts, oh, it got so close to the West Coast. Nope, now it's in Georgia getting some gumbo. And then it's in DC checking on the White House, making sure its political connections are still intact. And now it's in Ohio watching a live comedy show with Dave Chappelle, I guess. We'll see if it ever gets here. What about inevitable mistakes that I'm sure has happened to us all? Let's say there's a doll you've been eyeballing, if at least for its body. You've been playing the waiting game on this doll, and finally it goes on sale. Yay! You buy the darn doll. Even if it's just for the body, heck, you'll buy two. Yay, waiting pays off. You look again at the listing, and now the doll has dropped even further in price. What the heck? I could have almost bought 4 for the price I paid for the 2. Lucky, this is Amazon, so I can return them and buy 4. So it wasn't that bad of a mistake. Thank God. But what happens when you buy it and then it goes on sale on Mattel Creations, or you find it at the store? The darn doll has already been removed from the box, and returning to Mattel is a figurative pain in the butt. You are so screwed. And in the store, you're just sitting there mumbling to yourself about how could you have possibly known? You couldn't. This is not your fault, but some weird lesson on impatience or something. It's not like you go into the store that often. This mistake is almost unavoidable, or FOMO. Was it a fear of missing out? So another day, on to another mistake. This will only happen if you buy resale stuff off of eBay or Mercari. I mean, the item is looking great. And what a great price. I've scrolled through the first 5 pictures and it looks like it's in decent condition. Certainly nothing I couldn't fix or clean up. Yay, it's finally here in the mail. Wait, what? Did this piece break off in the mail? What the heck? I don't see anything in the box. I'm going to have to contact the seller. Let me retract the listing. Oh, no. Picture 7, 8, and 9 clearly show there's a missing or broken part. Am I blind or what? Now I'm going to have to model a foot out of clay or something and glue it on. Let's face it, I was so excited about the price that I didn't focus on thoroughly checking through the pictures. Thankfully, this error cost me less than $15. Now here's a mistake that only happens on really cheap items for me. But one time it happened on something more than $100. And I'll get to that. But typically it happens with doll clothes on AliExpress. Finally, some cute item drops in price to where it's reasonable. Time to snatch it up before it disappears. Since it's coming from China, weeks go by. Maybe even a month. I've seen the clothing go up significantly in price. And then one day, almost a month later, it drops back in price. Look at that price. I don't have that item, and I've been wanting that. Now, both of these are technically true. I don't have the item, and the price is significantly lower. But not lower than the price I already paid for the piece that's still in transit. And if you think returning to Mattel is a pain, you haven't tried returning to AliExpress, who will literally deny you a refund for broken and missing items. If you don't cancel in time, you'll end up with 2. This isn't necessarily horrible, and most of the time the items are between $3 and $8. But you probably want to know about my greater than $100 mistake and why it isn't my top number 1 mistake. Well, I may do with the item. I'll show you. So I usually buy male integrity dolls naked with all the repaints. A lot of times the sellers don't even know who they're selling. And this is what happened. They listed the doll as Cabot Clarke. A blonde Cabot Clarke. Nice. He's one of my favorite face molds. My sister looked at the listing and was like, "Don't you have him?" I proceeded to show her my Cabot Clarke. A brunette. She repeated, "I think you have him." She was totally right. I did have that doll. We both did. We bought Brightside out in Adler, fully clothed, for a little more than I just paid for him naked. The doll is as pictured, but it is not the doll they said it was. I just sucked it up and dyed his hair and changed his eye color. I took the loss. What an expensive mistake. I guess I have fraternal twins now. Sure, maybe that time she was trying to save me from making a huge mistake, but this last one, no matter what she says, is partially her mistake. She spotted these Supermodel dolls on eBay. They were selling for a bit more, but they were unique to the ones that were selling on AliExpress. I mean, unique. She showed me a picture and they were turned like so. So from that angle, they looked really pretty. I went ahead and bought one. I figured my sister knows what she's talking about. I should have looked much closer because this doll, she is ugly. No one can make their eyes do this naturally unless you're cross-eyed, which is objectively an eye defect. And I'm sorry, symmetry is beauty. It's not like the doll is going to have a great personality or outstanding intelligence to make up for this imperfection. Now I'm going to have to try and do an eye repaint. It's the only way. And if that doesn't work, and I can't steady my hand to do this tiny eyeball right, she's just a rebody doll. A $50 rebody doll. Not even integrity quality body. So mistakes. Dumb mistakes. Anyone else make some dumb doll mistakes? Or is it just me?
If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for playing dolls with me.